we just, go and do. But whenever you want to start up, man.
I'm here with Ben ST, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I always mess it up. We haven't chilled in a while, and we haven't recorded an episode in a while, but for some reason, we're always brought here together. I was in prison for 2 weeks and in jail for 2 weeks for vandalism and threatening chief of police. So, being stupid, basically. Right now I'm on PTA. Trying not to do anything dumb. And, linking up with my boy Ben here. Always good to see him. And here's the mic for Ben.
Yeah, we meant to hang out sooner, man. Good to see you again. But, and yeah, you always end up on my YouTube channel anyways, you're one of my regulars. I like having you around. But, dang, what's up, guys? I've just been working a lot. On top of that, just, seeing friends and family and stuff like that. Not too much with me, normal person shit. I've been doing my YouTubing and stuff. All the projects on here, by the way, I actually make all those. I'm not stealing nothing or anything. So that's pretty fun. I don't know if you saw the last meme I just put up recently.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's just something from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and
are you talking about the trash man?
And I mixed it up with the Matrix, so that way it's like he's starting to believe, and he's the trash man. Yeah.
You made that.
Yeah.
I remember you sent it to me, and I didn't watch it, but I didn't know you made it.
Yeah, I made it. And I love memes like that, where it's like a minute-long video, and it's got like a bit of like meat to it, almost like a storyline. But so yeah, I'm just having a Budweiser tonight. But the cat's gonna fuck up the. Trin is also one of the regulars on this channel. He's part of one of the new videos, and he's about to mess up our lighting. He's being a little asshole. But it's kind of, so let's get back to that. You were recently incarcerated.
Yeah.
They let you out on a
Promise to appear.
A promise to appear. So that means that you don't exactly know what's going to happen in your next case.
Yeah.
You have to promise to appear just in case you are reincarcerated.
Yes.
That's a scary thought. And I remember. Now, I'll talk about my experience a little bit. I actually spent 2.5 months in prison myself. I think, well, is it jail first, then prison? Or
because I was at a
what do they say?
Facility. Because people wonder why I was in prison for 2 weeks and in jail for 2 weeks. So I was incarcerated, and I was at, I think it was New Haven Correctional Facility. Mm-hmm. And then I had thoughts of hurting myself. And I said I had like suicidal thoughts, so they moved me to an infirmary at Garner Prison, and I was in solitary confinement basically at the infirmary for 11 days.
They did the same thing to me, solitary confinement upon reaching the first facility.
Yep, me too, because I had
because it's too populated, and it's too populated, and if you have any connections back to the system, such as like DOC, police, or military, then you're a risk. You're in a safety risk. So they have to separate you from the group. But the thing that sucks about solitary confinement is the lights are on like 24/7.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to sleep. Yeah. So if you want to continue.
Yeah, I was at the solitary confinement part at the correctional facility because I was a risk, and then I said I had thoughts of hurting myself. and then they put me in a turtle suit, basically stripped me naked, put me in a suit.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I got medicated right away, and then they moved me to Garner Prison to be there at their infirmary for a while. And I never really talked about depression or suicide before like that, but that was like one of the lowest points in my life. Like I was really, I really did have thoughts of hurting myself, and little did I know that the place they sent me to just made it worse. You know what I mean? Solitary confinement is not a place you want to be. And when they finally moved me up to the block at the prison block, I was happy. I got to get a cellmate. You know what I mean? I literally said, I don't care if he beats me up or does whatever. I just want to see another human face there with me. Yeah. And then they moved me from the prison block, from prison to jail, which was Osborne Jail.
Oh, yeah, my dad, that's where he retired.
Yeah, I was out.
So that's why I was at risk as well. I was the son of a correction officer.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
And then I was at Osborne Jail for a while, for 2 weeks, and that was just, it was bad. And I was at a mental health part. I was in G Block, and now I'm on PTA. But, I was basically just getting high every day. I didn't care, and I was dealing with my problems that I had in the military and as a child, in a bad way, you know what I mean? But, right now I'm just trying to get my life back, get my health back, and just get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and this is like really real stuff, everybody. Like, a lot of people are going through major depressions, thoughts of hurting yourself, ending your existence, your life, we all deal with this. I mean, I know when I was in prison, that's kind of where I was at too in life. I felt like there wasn't much substance left, and I just didn't care what happened anymore, and I had to kind of find new meaning. But I should have actually put more care into my actions, and I should have actually just not done the dumb things. And you do learn from it, you do, but at the same time, the place does not 100% make people better. Yeah, I totally agree with that belief, because a lot of guys go in there and they become wasted talent. A lot of guys go in there unjustly. There's a lot of different levels of what's wrong with it, and the way they treat you and humiliate you. And when you get there, they put you in line, they strip you down, they gotta check your whole fucking body and shit, cup the balls and shit. So yeah, there's so many levels of how serious this gets. And it's like, so my dad retired from Osborne, so I know where you went. I was actually right down the street over at Willard Cybulski. Well, Carl Robinson sits literally down the hill from Osborne. Like, you take a right out of Osborne, go down the hill, you see another facility like half a mile down maybe. That's Carl Robinson. If you take a right at Carl Robinson and go that direction, you'll hit Willard Cybulski in like a mile or less. They're all grouped up right there.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's 4 or 5. It's there's Willard, Carl Robinson, Osborne, and I think there's one more, but I don't know. I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, those are Connecticut's main facilities where they just basically send everybody, dude. There's another facility over in Newtown, so they must send some people over there, but it's small and it's out in the middle of nowhere, because rich people don't really get arrested and incarcerated like the way we do. Yeah. We didn't grow up with fucking silver spoons in our mouths. We get treated different. But yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty serious topic. I hope everything's good with you now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my head up. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my head up, trying to get my health there, look for a job, get back at it. If you haven't experienced, like I remember when I was in high school, when I was trying to deny everything, things like depression, anxiety, whatever it may be, because of things, the childhood I grew up with, things I didn't have or whatever. and I guess you just kind of run out of ways to ignore your problems. You know what I mean? And when I finally admitted that I was, like suicidal or something, or like depressed, it was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because it's like out there.
Yeah, now it's out there. You think people are gonna think of you differently, kind of?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want anyone to think of me differently, but I also want to get the help I need. And I don't know, like when we used to do the podcast before, it was always silly and goofy and all that. And it's always good to do those episodes.
Yeah.
And
have a good time sometimes.
Yeah, and I want to eventually, do more episodes. I would like to, try things out like we always do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes you just don't know why you're somewhere. And even if this video gets, let's say, like 15 views, that's no problem to me. Like, I'm just trying to, right now, do things to do them. Because, I got nothing else to do at the moment. Like I said, looking for a job, looking for things to do. And I don't know, like I'm at the point right now where I don't know, and that's like the hardest thing to admit. And when they say I don't know, it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in general. And I don't know if you know that feeling.
No, I totally know that feeling, and it took me much longer time than most of my peers to find direction. I still don't have a very finite direction, honestly, because I'm a tutor on the side. I don't even make enough money a year off that to make it taxable. I got my regular job. I'm a mechanic. I only got that because I had a few years of experience in different trades and stuff, and I knew somebody, so they got me in, And, besides that, I'm a musician, song composer. I'm not signed up with any record company. I mean, technically I am signed up with one record company just because I put a song up on like DistroKid or something. It's nothing. Honestly, like my music's not owned or really copyrighted by anybody. I only have like a copyright kind of hiding so that way nobody can just steal my music. But I could always like change my music up and they wouldn't really be able to do anything about it. But it's like I don't have many roles or much direction either, and there's not a whole hell of a lot I can do with it. So I feel like we all have to constantly teach ourselves to do new things and venture down new paths. Like, I bought a couple fat books on investing and day trading, and when I do have money saved up from my kind of new job, and she's getting a new job too, and things are looking up, and we got some money saved up, I'll get into investing a little bit, because I'm really like read up on that now. And we're just gonna go from there, see where this all goes. Like, we'll see where my YouTube channel goes. I always expected to be on like a 5-year plan with my YouTube before I even blow up a little bit, So this first year has been a lot of fun. Just making joke videos and making skits and doing the podcast. I just want to see people smile, and a lot of people have actually liked my music too. I've had a lot of positive reviews. Like, I don't think anybody's really come to me with any negativity. Maybe one time, there was one single time where someone came to me and said I'm not doing a good enough job, really. Like, they were like, I want you to blow up, and I love what you're doing. Like, it's genuinely great, but you could be hitting more with this and that. I'm like, I'm doing so much, and I'm pulled in so many directions. Who are you to tell me that I need to do better? And not in the quality of, like, my ideas, but, like, more just in the quality of how I could be advertising myself and putting my name out there. And I'm like, I'm not thirsty for subs. I'm thirsty for quality of content, and also just having a good time with my friends and just making people happy. And that's really, I think that's when it comes down to, like, if you want to do something as a passion or just as a task or a job.
Yeah.
So that's a really hard balance to find too, and that's also part of finding your direction. Like, is there anything that you're passionate about or that you like, or, like, what? I'm wondering if that connects to like why you went into the military too. Like, what made you want to join the military? Like, what do you?
Like, before I joined the military, I said I wanted to be in the police force, you know what I mean? And I didn't even really want to be in the police force. And another thing is, I've done 4 semesters of college at Naugatuck Valley, and I failed 3 of them. And
college isn't as easy as everybody makes it out to be.
And I only passed 1 of them because someone helped me a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people fail like all the time. Actually, I hear about it all the time.
Yeah, school has never been like good for me. When I was in the military, I tried to quit. Like, when I was in basic, I was, like, crying, asking them to let me leave, and they weren't letting me leave. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not supposed to, I guess.
Yeah, and, I stood, I went through it, but, there was never really anything too much that I could point to that I wanted to do as a kid or anything. I just kind of went to school, did my things, and... I joined infantry because my brother was infantry, and I just didn't really care if I lived or died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
And, like, I've never really had crazy goals or ambitions or, things I want to do. I just loved hanging out with my friends. I like talking to people a lot. I like, you know what I mean? Like, if I could make, how you like to make people smile and all that. Like, I don't know. Like people who want to be like journalists or travel the world and do this and do that. I never wanted to do anything like that. I just never had an idea what I wanted to do. And I don't know if it's because, nothing against my parents, but like my dad was in prison. He tried to commit suicide in prison. Like my mom, not that, I love her. And she's been working at Arby's since we were kids. And I never really had anyone to, like, look up to where I just, like, oh, I want to be like this person, or, that I'm getting values passed down to me where, because my mom, she raised me good, I think, you know what I mean? But I feel like I'm at a point in life where I hit a wall, and, how we're in our own unique situations. It's kind of hard to figure out what to do next, how to get out of it, and I don't know. It's weird, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think there are a few, like, entire generations that are dealing with this kind of wall that everybody's hitting. For me, I think I could have been part of the whole. It's hard to find a job, and it's hard to find a path. It's hard to find any sort of direction at all. But, I mean, I kind of branched out in a lot of different... I just did anything I possibly could, which is kind of where you're at now, right?
That's where I'm at, where I just want
to do anything. I just want to do anything just to see where it gets me. I tried plumbing. I had already started doing things at a young age, though. Like, 14 to 16 was where I was just getting an idea of what getting into things was like. I was mowing lawns, and, I went into landscaping, culinary, maintenance and stuff for different stores and warehouses. I was distribution and I did all kinds of different forms of work, and now I finally have a job that's working for me, and I'll take my last class and get my first degree, and I could legitimately be like a paraprofessional or a substitute or a tutor. I think I would like to continue being a mechanic, honestly. But, it took me... I mean, I'm 30 years old. Yeah. It took me this long just to even get this far. And a lot of people are so much further than me. Like, well, they could... It's really all opinionated. I don't want to be a teacher. And that's it. Like, I don't like the way they're teaching math these days. I could get you through any course and help you, learn your material and stuff. But like, I don't know. I just don't want to be a teacher. I don't think teachers are paid enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're teaching, the curriculum properly anymore. But If I will literally, I can help a child or a youth understand that this is really like how things are and this is how it should be. This is how they're teaching it to you. If you want to know the difference, you can know the difference, or you can learn it the way they teach you it. Whatever,
Yeah.
It's up to you. But and I don't know. The whole world's a little screwy right now.
Yeah, I feel like the whole world is screwy at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone's becoming really connected, and we're figuring out that we're all kind of...
A lot of people are becoming more connected, but also there's a lot more problems just kind of arising, and there's going to be this whole fight for fairness that has been going on for a little while and will go on for a little while longer. And it's on so many levels of like...
It's not fair for a lot of things.
No, it's not. It's never fair.
I want to talk about that for a little after.
Yeah, nothing's ever fair, but on the level of your neighborhood and on the level of your job,
genetics,
on the level of your peers and who goes to school, and genetics and everything, like countries, religion, there's going to be a huge fight for fairness for a long time. It's been going on for years and years and centuries, but like I'm talking like if you just kind of introspect a little bit and look at like modern times right now, we are such an evolved world now, and the fight for fairness is going to fizzle out and balance out, but it's just going to go on for a little bit longer, and it's going to be weird. Right, we're at a really weird stage of it because it's so matured now.
Yeah.
And
this next election is basically all about that. Trump versus Bernie, basically. Well, we don't know if it's going to be Bernie, but I would like to talk about that for a little. Because I was talking to my teacher, Mr. Brady, today, you know what I mean? And he's a good guy, like, great teacher. Like, he literally always helps me, you know what I'm saying? And not everyone has a teacher like that. Not everyone has certain things. And I'm not going to buy the idea that, I don't know, because I used to be this whole super kind of right-wing conservative, like, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, like, shut up, stop being lazy. But then when you start talking about...
Democratic sort of...
That's a Republican.
Republican, really?
Yeah, Democrat is more like, let's help each other, you know.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Democrat's more liberal, like, let's more social programs.
I'm a little mixed up, I guess, or something.
Yeah. But I used to be this, like, mindset where basically, like, stop being a bitch, you know, stop complaining about depression, stop complaining about all these things. And then, like, you know, when life hits you, you start thinking different. And
well, which party's more pro-life? Isn't that Republican or no?
No, Republican is more pro-life. Yes.
Yeah, that's what. Okay.
They're
Sorry,
against
I'm balancing the two parties.
They're against abortion more.
There's so many like different weird beliefs that are separated, and
yeah.
I try to work it all out, and I'm like, yeesh, I don't even want to be part of none of this hairy mess.
Yeah.
I don't even want to take a title.
Yeah. But like, yeah, you know, I'm a registered Republican, and I don't even like the titles. Right now, I'm trying to get to the point where we're all human beings. We need to help each other out, and I feel like, you know, when we talk about fairness, like, you start to get when life starts to go like further and further, you just realize that some people are ahead because not only certain parents they got. Some people have genetic advantages, and no one wants to talk about that.
That's very true. Some
people have legit mental problems. Some people are just not as smart as other people. And I always felt like that way about myself, is that, you know, words become flesh. Like the things you say out loud, sometimes, you know, it could. That's what I hear rich people say on YouTube videos. But, you know, when I went to college, the 4 semesters, it's just like one moment I'm trying to do school, and then next minute I'm failing, and it's like I can't focus, and they're like, oh, all you have to do is this, or all you have to do is this, or stop doing this. And I'm getting so tired of people just, you know, it's like, yes, it's so easy.
Assuming that you won't click the way they say.
Yeah, like, I know for you things might be this way, but for me it's not, and I'm trying.
I felt the same way. Well, I'm a lefty as well, and I don't... Yeah. Okay, so what I was saying is, one, I'm a lefty and I see things from a whole different side from everybody else, and I have a slight dyslexia about me too, so I see things backwards sometimes. Like I kind of go at things the wrong way sometimes. So growing up, I was a very slow learner, and my teachers couldn't figure it out. Like I knew the way things worked, and I knew the easy way, but then they would try to teach me something. And it was just like dumb the way they explained it. I was held in for recess one day in 5th grade, and the teacher's trying to just teach me how to multiply and divide by tens and change decimal places and zero places. And she wanted me to do it the way the worksheet does it. I knew all the answers. I knew how it worked. I understood the concept. But when she wanted me to do the worksheet, I would do the worksheet wrong because I thought the worksheet was dumb and didn't make fucking sense the way they're explaining it. And she was explaining it to me so many times, and then there was extra steps to it and some extra bull crap to it too. So I just didn't want to deal with all that because it didn't make sense that way. I could just literally click it and put. You asked me what's 0.01 times 100. You know, like I know that's 1. You know what I mean? It was like just dumb shit like that. I just knew it worked, how it worked, and I literally, when she tried explaining the worksheet to me for like probably the 4th or 5th time, she started crying. Like it brought her to tears, and I felt so horrible. And I was like, I must be some form of retarded to not.
That's how I feel. I feel like I'm retarded.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is not cool that somebody can't explain something to me, and I feel so dumb. But I feel like I know how this works. I get how it works, but like why can't I just do this worksheet properly?
Yeah.
And I totally knew what I was doing too. I knew how the math worked.
Yeah, I don't have any stories like that about like school. What school with me is, I was suspended every single year, and I'm not exaggerating. I was kicked off of.
Suspended 14 times.
I got kicked off of almost every single field trip. I mean, like I got kicked off of every field trip. Like I remember every year they're gonna go to Lake Compounds or Six Flags. I got kicked off. I got kicked out, and for like my whole life I can't seem to stay out of trouble. And then I'll listen to people like Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, and they'll say things like, you know, most of your development is done between the ages of like 3 and like 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll say things like that, and then I look at my childhood and how bad it was, and you know, things that happened to me are like growing up in real bad poverty, having bad nutrition, and it's like, okay, I can acknowledge the things that were wrong with me or things that are wrong with me now, and it's like, what do you want me to do about it? There's literally people who get paid because they're too dumb.
Yeah.
They get a social security check.
Yeah. We never got that.
And it's like, you know, I'm not saying I'm at that point, but when I want to get back to the fairness thing, you know, there are things that get passed genetically that we don't even know about, and no one likes to talk about that. So if you have a dude who has, you know, his mom, his dad, you know, they live in a house, they're feeding him, you know, chicken, broccoli, you know, whatever he needs. And then you got other people who grow up on just ramen, single parent.
I grew up on a lot of hot dogs and mac and cheese
Yeah.
most of the nights. That's not exactly
Yeah, and
nutrition.
And not just that, it's like sleeping I can go on and on of fairness, and I'm not trying to get in this whole socialist wave where we're trying to equal everything, because we're not all equal.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know the best system that helps us, but, you know, I'm not gonna just buy the idea anymore. Like I'm trying not to buy the idea anymore that I can watch this video, read this book, and all of a sudden my life's gonna be 1,000 times better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is reality. We're here, and I feel like if we just talk more to each other, and I feel like when you really listen to someone, you're like, damn, that's why you are in the place you are. You know what I mean? As opposed to being like, this person's just lazy. This person's just being dumb and not doing what he's supposed to be doing because he's. I feel like if you're poor and lazy and all that, it's like, you think I put myself here? You think I just want to be this the rest of my life? Sometimes I just need we all just need some help, and it's hard to ask for help, especially as a guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like the whole rape thing with me as a kid, it's like, I don't even know what happened to me. I literally remember my mom sitting down with me freshman year of high school, and it's like, you know, were you penetrated? What happened? And like, she was crying, and I was like, I don't know. But I knew it happened to me because, like, my friend talked about it with me that it happened to it too. And it's just like, I'm out here theorizing and making up memories about things I don't even know that happened the way they happened. I just remember certain things.
Yeah.
And when you take something as simple as that, or growing up in a super religious family, it's like my worldview and just a lot of things are so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm worried about different things, and then other people are just like, yeah, I already got my bachelor's. I'm going to France again. I was just in Italy. And then they see you do something, and it's like, oh, this retard, you know what I mean? This stupid person keeps doing mistakes and just keeps messing their life up. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't care about life the way you do, because it's hard for me to value it.
No, I feel you. It's like you come from an unstable start. You're on a rocky road the whole time, and you just watch. And I've been saying this lately too. Is like you're just kind of watching everybody be like, oh yeah, I got this, I got that going on, and everything's no big deal.
Like you got a good life.
It's like, that's so weird that you just skate right through and everything's normal, while there's so much of us on this like sub level where we're just like, what the hell are we doing? Where are we going? And there's tons of us out here. There's tons and tons and tons of us. Like, what are we doing? You know. And
and not just job wise, right? Like just in general. What is going on?
In general, just everything. So I want everybody to know that they're not alone in this whole just like random ship of a rock that we're floating on space, fucking doing all this weird dumb shit on. Like, we're all in this together, you know. And it's all bull crap. It's just like, what
we're
is
all in this together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel that way a lot of the time.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I'm competing, like, even with people I went to school with or like, you know, it's like, why do I have to beg you? Why do I feel like I'm bothering you? You know what I mean? Like that. Like, that's another. Okay. So I just started going to church again recently. I mean, remember I asked you, are you Christian? It's like, because that's always been a constant in my life. Like, I really feel like I love Jesus. But even when I'm at church, it's hard for me to enjoy it because I just feel like
the environment.
Not the environment's bad, because the church I'm going to now, Living Faith, it's not bad, you know, and it's helping me. But I'm just tired of not feeling genuine. You know what I mean? I don't want to cry because they're trying to make me cry. I don't want to talk about Jesus in a certain way because they want me to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have genuine friends, you know what I mean? I want family there for me that actually loves me. Like, my friend Zach Savage, he was like, his dad doesn't want me over his house right now because I have mental problems. You know what I mean? And then, like, that really hurt me. That really hurts. Mm-hmm. Like, I was recently incarcerated, so I can't get a job, basically. Like, I'm trying to get a job, and Wendy's just telling me, like, oh, your application wasn't, like, good enough, basically. And it's like...
That's Wendy's, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. Exactly.
I hear you, man.
And it's like, I'm sorry that I was incarcerated, and like I was too dumb to not make the mistake I did. And it's like, I'm sorry I have mental health problems and I had a breakdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like a burden, and I don't want to feel that way. And I am trying to get my stuff together. But there's only so much there's only so many times you could just tell a dude, like, just stay positive. What the fuck's that even mean?
I know. No,
what does that even mean? Like, stay positive, but I'm going hungry.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten so sick of seeing everybody all keep your head up and keep your chin up and stay positive. And we went through probably like a good year or two of people like constantly saying, oops, sorry, I messed with the mic cord a little bit. But we went through like a good year or two of people just saying that to each other a lot. Yeah. Like, as if almost everybody went through a wave of stress all at the same time and the world like changed or something in the last couple years, and then shit hit the fan, and now everything feels weird now, and people are struggling to find, you know, their next step in their path. And you know, there's also been spurs of positivity too. Yeah. And everybody feels like they're going through some spiritual revolution or something, or maybe they're just taking the next big step in life, and it's, you know, it's gonna be awesome. But dude, you can't just expect so much out of life, honestly. I I believe I'm just kind of at the point where I'm just going with the flow and hoping that eventually I'll be on top of things. You know, that's all it is for me right now. Is I'm just kind of hoping one day I'll really just be in control of my life, and I don't care where I end up. I want to end up with, sharing my time with her.
Yeah.
And I want to see my friends too, like you were saying. But we all have to keep kind of pushing forward together. I think that's part of the motivation, is that you should have people there who are willing to spend time with you or talk to you about all the bullshit we go through, because there's really not much else to life.
Yeah.
Like other than like the people who know where you're coming from, and hopefully finding new experiences you can enjoy. But.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we probably need to like wrap it up a little bit too.
Yeah. I wanted to end it with one more thing. Like, this is what I wanted to end it with, talking about judging people. I used to judge people so much, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of that came from because of how much I used to judge myself. I feel like I was so hard on myself that when I saw other people being sad or upset or whatever, I'll be like, just stop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have like nothing but free time now because I don't have a job, and a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know this, I was disabled. I got out as a disabled veteran from the military, so I get the disability check. But I'm just surviving off of that right now.
Yeah.
But the judging part is that, like, now I've been incarcerated recently, so now I've got that under my belt. I've the things I put on Facebook, now people know a lot more about my life. And even when you're just looking at other people, like, I feel like it's so easy to just judge and tell people to stop doing this and to do this. But are you actually helping this person? Are you actually, not like, that doesn't mean give them money. That doesn't mean giving them a ride or anything. But it's like, did you actually listen to
them in certain directions and
Yeah.
influence them too much?
Yeah, and I just feel like,
Say the wrong things.
and like, how much is there to actually, because we play video games, we like to watch TV and all that, but I just want people not to look at me like with Zach's dad. That really got to me. And just other people, like when you just know someone's judging you, or they aren't going to look at you ever the same because of something. That's like, okay, I'm sorry this happened, you know what I mean? And I guess I'm like tired of being sorry for my life. And like when I look at someone like Bill Gates, you know what I mean? He clearly worked for what he got. I don't know the experiences he went through, Steve Jobs, whatever, the billionaires, the people who literally rule the world, your kings, your queens. You literally have people in certain positions because of their bloodline.
Yeah.
And no one could ever be in that position because they don't have the blood of a royalty. And, there's like philosophers, there's like, there's slaves and there's slave masters. That's it. And it's just like, okay, if there's only slaves and slave masters, and if there's only, kings and peasants and things like that, it's like, okay, could you at least find better ways to take care of your slaves and help the little guy a little more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
Totally.
okay, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like, why are literally multiple veterans I know, what I'm saying, struggling to find jobs at Subway, McDonald's, and Taco Bell? Like, why can't they get those jobs? And it's not, you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean.
It's like, what do you want? What do people want?
Yeah, I know. It's a very tough topic. It's even hard for me to approach, but I don't even have a 100% answer for you, because I can't, and it's something that's gonna have to come from you. But with that, I'm gonna have to actually close it down. And I appreciate you being here today, bro.
Yeah,
and always keep coming through. We'll do our playthrough on Eternal Darkness again or something soon.
Yeah, next time we'll do that.
or maybe if you want to help me out with a skit or something, you know. Alex is always around. He's got all his studio equipment right here in the studio, anyways. But anyways, with that, we're gonna close it down. Night, guys.
All right, good night. That was nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you guys again. Thank you for tuning in. And with that, peace.